You're live.
We're live.
Cool.
There we are. There's the link.
There it is.
Ba, 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 ba,
Somebody-
ba, 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 ba.
Somebody test that link and make sure that you can hear all three of us before we really go any further.
Try it on my phone since it's not seeming to be working here. Oh, there we go. Let me try it on here.
Say something.
I don't think we can be heard on this. Hello, hello, hello. I can't hear us.
I think, hear you. I'm not sure that I can hear me.
What's going on? It's not a podcast. I don't hear myself.
Smoothie, say something.
Well,
Something.
Working.
I think we're good. I just can't confirm Smoothie.
I'm here. I mean,
I don't hear anything.
it's tough because there's a delay as I'm watching the.
It's a way delay.
Yeah, but I can see when the green we light up green and nothing is heard.
Yeah, I think we're perfectly fine.
All right. Well, this is where I pull it
And now,
from.
Yeah, we're good.
now
I can hear everybody.
I'm
on
seeing
there.
the green. Now
Come
I'm
on.
seeing green too.
But you're not hearing anything, right?
On the stream.
On the stream, yeah.
I feel like I heard everybody just fine on the stream.
Let me try turning.
Smoothie, what's your results? Hearing people on the stream.
Yeah, I can. Whoops. I just had a plan. I can hear it.
Okay, cool.
So I'll still record it just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Smoothie, say so.
Oh, there we go. It was.
I'm here. I mean,
I don't know.
you're ready. Because there's
Okay.
yeah, but I can see.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Cool.
Yeah. There. It's working. I think it's because I had headphones connected to both my computer and my phone. Not that that should have done anything, but
That's probably it.
alright. Oh shit, that's not what to do.
All right, let's do it.
Just a sec, let me get.
Oh yeah, the tweets and the whatnots.
Let me get that going.
You know, one thing I thought of, a place that we never post a link at for people to watch our show, is on the Discord itself.
Oh,
That would always be a good thing.
Yeah, so I got that one.
oh, nice.
Retreat.
It was probably like 10 to 10. I took them out. He doesn't know any better.
No. They go outside.
And let me get one for the story. Smile, guys. Smoothie, you were a little late to smile on that one.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize what you were doing.
That's all good.
So it'll be more natural
Haven't started yet.
coming through.
Cool.
Cool. Very good. Yeah. I am.
Whatever you say I am. And if I wasn't, then why would I say I am?
Ready? Gotta look this way. Not this way. This way. Not this way. If I look this way, I'm watching the YouTube stream, which is like way behind.
Are you ready, Scott?
Just
What just happened?
Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me.
all right. Just waiting for a little privacy. That was all. All right. Do you want me to bring it in, or?
Yeah, you can do that.
All right.
Are we gonna take our 5 right now so I can hit record here?
Yeah, go for it. What's going on? Welcome to episode 3 of season 2 of the Unknown podcast. I am one host, Scooterman. Tonight I am joined by my homies, my main hoes here. Got Smoothie, one smooth juggalo.
What up, though?
What up? And then there's Brandon, the juggalo. Brando Commando, the juggalo. That's right. That's what I named you like
The
20 years ago.
Juggalo, yep. What up?
Whoop, whoop.
Still working on
All
the
right.
mailroom, too. I'll be there for the rest of my life.
That's right. I forgot that even was. There was like a whole story that I made up about Brando Commando, the juggalo. I don't remember any of it.
It was just because some random new person showed up on our Juggalo message board one day, and out of nowhere, you just convinced the kid that I worked in the mailroom at Psychopath, and it just became like this thing for a while.
I think I pretended to be Violent J. I think that's what happened. You told them that you knew Violent J, and then I pretended to be him.
Probably created a new AIM account to do so.
I believe so. Yeah.
Didn't plan on starting the episode with that story.
No, I just remember that I gave you a juggalo name so long ago. Oh, it was even dumber than I could imagine. Anyway, well, I guess we'll start out with our normal stuff. Get your shots ready, homies.
Got him.
Got your fireball there, Smoothie?
Got it.
Still have a shot glass? You drink it yet? Oh, it's a bill. I forgot.
I broke
It's
a
my
shot
dollar
glass
store
last week.
special.
Hell yeah.
Cheers, clank.
Cheers, clink, clank, drank. There you go, Smithy. Come on. You can do it. Oh,
Yeah.
that was professional.
Nicely done.
Delicious.
Nice. All right, so also got to get the business out of the way. Smithy, what you drinking on? Colt 45. You have 2 zigzags too?
I wish.
Got one.
I don't.
Brandon, what do you have?
I got a beer called Trey Amber Ale by Fretboard Brewery here in Cincinnati.
Snap. Let's hear it. Oh, that's the one. You already opened yours, didn't you, Smoothie?
No, I just did. It didn't.
Oh,
It's,
it
it's
didn't make
foaming
a
up on me.
noise.
Check out
I
my
know,
cool new
it was
glass.
a very
Oh,
weak
cool.
one, but it's foaming. I don't know what's going on there.
Careful there.
You can't hold it in. It's ready.
I got a cool new
Come out for
glass.
you.
Me and
Oh, where'd you get that?
Me and Dave went to this place last week called Rebel Metal Brewery, and you could like buy this like little package that had a growler, one of these, a T-shirt, some stickers and shit. It was $30, and I thought that was a good deal. It's like a
Is that like can shaped?
yes, it's like
Yeah.
a can-shaped glass. Yes, exactly.
Perfect. Does
Yeah.
it fit a full can?
It does.
Nice.
Yeah, like when
Oh, look at that smooth pour.
yeah. When I was like reading about it online before we went, it said it was like a can glass. It ended up being a shitty pour though, and I was like, "What the fuck is a can glass?" And that's a can glass.
Nice.
Is there any benefit to the can glass? Did it say, or is it just their little?
I think it's just their
Little thing
just
they do.
their thing. Yeah,
Just looks cool.
I'm sure there probably is a reason. Like every other glass has a reason, like why you're supposed to drink it with a certain beer or something. But
Because you're gangsta, that's why.
just a can glass, in my opinion.
Hell yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So, well, we've got things on the agenda tonight, or at least a couple of topics plus the playlist. Is there anything else you'd like to jump into beforehand? We want to get into what we've been doing, blah blah blah, that bullshit. We missed 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have to miss 1 week, but somebody wanted to have
Oh Jesus!
movie matinees.
Oh
at their
my
house.
goodness, man.
God forbid someone does something other than podcast
That's
one
right.
weekend.
Damn it!
Especially when it was nice outside. How
Yeah,
dare you outside,
exactly.
Brandon?
Just bought a new projector, and it was like, let's hook up the video games on Saturday night. That was way too good of an opportunity to not take. So,
Yeah.
there's a chance it's going to happen next Saturday. Actually, come to think
Oh,
of it,
shit.
so just be aware
Well,
that that's a
you
thing.
better get that
Outdoor
Yeah.
podcasting setup.
before 10 or something. You
I gotta wait till
block
it's like
off at 10.
9 o'clock to be dark before I can even use the fucking projector. But everybody's got to be done and out, and I got to be ready to podcast at 10. Come on.
Yes.
I didn't
guess.
say you don't have
According
to.
to Smoothie.
You don't have to kick everyone out on your account.
They just
You
be
can
talking
come
while they're
down.
trying to watch shit.
There you go. There you go. You know, I was only busting your
the
balls
best way
with
to
it, and
watch.
well, no,
Best way to
but then I felt bad. I felt bad when I got those two guys behind me there in the mail that next week.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah. That's the home you found for them, huh?
So far,
Oh.
obviously that'll have to move when I want to listen to
Yeah.
some things.
They
but
look
that
good
was
there.
Two
the-
jams.
Yeah. Well, I would
So
certainly
who
didn't.
are those two guys?
I didn't intend for you to feel bad, that's for sure. But
Nah.
I did.
Yes, I know you did, Scott. That's the Young Bucks, the
Oh,
tag
okay.
team in AEW.
He's got a couple of action figures if you're listening, which
Yeah.
you more than likely are.
we just started to be able to find AEW figures. And I got like a little group of friends here locally that we're all like looking for figures for each other. So we've ended up doing pretty good with the new AEW figures the last month or so. But I know Smoothie's up there solo, just striking out, not finding nothing. So my buddy Taggart was out one day, and he found the Young Bucks, and he did not want the Young Bucks, so he asked me if I wanted them. So he got them for me. And then before he was actually even able to bring them to me, like a week later when I saw them, I went to Target and found those two. I was like, well, I can't just leave them sit on the shelf because it was the first ones that I finally found in the store myself. So I was excited and I just bought them. And I sent you a text if you needed them, and then you didn't get back to me right away. And then I was kind of deciding, like, should I keep them? I could open one set or something like that. I wasn't too sure what to do with them. But then I was like, fuck it. Let's send them to Smoothie. So I just found your address through my Amazon and sent them.
I was very, very happy
Yeah.
that I received that. And you can't, I mean, I have the pin too in front. You can't really tell that's the
Oh, cool.
Howdy Inc.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Did we
no.
lose him?
Yes.
Smoothie's going to be the frozen one this week.
Oh,
We traded.
no.
So anyway, he has
What?
got, I'm assuming, a Howdy Inc.
Howdy
pin.
Inc.
Is that what he was saying?
Pen, yeah. I got some
Nice.
acrylic pens made up. And
Oh, cool.
sent them.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know you had the pins. That's sweet.
I got them on,
And
I forget the name of the company now. Something Donkey or something like that. That sounds stupid, but whatever. They're cheap.
Donkey Punch.
Yes, that's what it was.
Very nice. All right, so that's why we couldn't podcast one week, and Smoothie was heartbroken
Yeah.
from what I remember.
Yeah.
I was rooting for you.
We got a projector outside now, and that's pretty fun.
It is.
We watched a couple movies now. And video games was really fun outside.
I bet it was. You could have like split screen and it not suck.
Yeah, we played some
You'd be like,
We played some split screen Halo. That was fun, and
that would be great.
Tetris Connected was really fun. It was cool.
Oh yeah. I'm jealous. I was thinking about. I might have to look up some of that stuff to have my own.
I did not spend a lot of money on it. Like I bought the projector was $100, and it came with a screen that you could use. But I bought a separate one because I wanted the whole pull down screen thing. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
And that was damn near as expensive as the projector itself.
Mm.
But you certainly don't need that. You can use what comes with it.
Sure.
That in and of itself is really all you need to get going.
And the sound comes out of the projector.
So the one that I bought actually does have a speaker built into it, but it is, as expected, fucking terrible. So, so most projectors have Bluetooth to where you can just Bluetooth a speaker to it. It seems like I managed to find the only one that does not, but it has just a regular aux cord on it, so I just use my Bluetooth speaker and just put an aux cord between the two of them, and that's perfectly fine. And then it sounds good.
Well, you should start. What? I can hear you now.
You can hear me? Can you see me though?
Yeah, now I can.
Yeah, I can see you. You're pulling a me, where you're like dropping.
Well, that's dumb.
So, yeah,
I'll tell you, that's dumb.
That's dumb.
it's pretty dumb.
You got torrents
But anyway,
running or
let's hope
anything?
Nah, I've closed everything. I can close the web browser there, and I got Audacity running.
Turn off your Plex, maybe. Do you have Plex running?
Nah, I have that off already.
Okay. Well,
Sometimes
I don't
the
know
internet
then.
just doesn't cooperate.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Nice.
Yup.
Are you gonna make people watch live stream of the Unknown podcast on there?
They should be out there watching the live stream right now.
You should.
In the rain.
Make 'em.
They should be watching.
They should enjoy it. Yeah, especially that.
We were going to
So
watch.
did y'all have a good Easter? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We were going to watch the new King Kong movie outside, but then the weather didn't allow for that. But we watched it inside. Did you guys watch that movie yet?
I did.
I did too. So what'd you think?
I fell asleep during.
That makes sense.
Did you? I watched it in the right mindset. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And it is really stupid, like exceptionally dumb, but it's very much supposed to be that way. So it was fun to watch just how insanely dumb it could get, because honestly, I was just as entertained by the things that was coming out of the human character's mouth as much as the actual battles, because it was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? None of it made any sense at all. Like,
No, it was
any
stupid.
sense. But I was laughing my ass off throughout the whole movie.
It at least kept my attention the whole time. I did not fall asleep, which I've fallen asleep through most movies here lately. So
It definitely was a product of a lost era. It didn't feel like a movie that should have come out in 2021. It feels at least 20 years older.
it's a weird movie. I'm looking forward to the new Mortal Kombat movie, though.
Oh yeah,
that looks awesome.
You got to projectile that one.
I hope so.
Yes, projectile.
Projectile
Vomit all over that.
Yeah, I hope we're able to do that one outside.
Yeah, that's the end of the month, I think, right?
Yep.
You got to wait a couple more weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got pushed back so that King Kong could fly solo in the theater a little longer, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's doing well, I guess, so that makes sense.
How much do you think Mortal Kombat would really cut into King Kong's money, though?
Not much.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I can't imagine it's going to do all that well, but people like us are definitely going to watch it. I'll be watching it on HBO, though. I'm not going to go to the theater for it.
No, I'll Plex it.
Or that, yeah.
I had an idea with my Plex. Do you guys? So let me run this by you. Do you guys use my Plex often?
Sometimes. When I'm feeling too lazy to download something, I know that you have a way bigger collection than me, so I'll check out your shit.
I was thinking about doing this thing with new movies where, because I feel like we probably all have 4K at this point, right?
Yep.
And nobody has any 4K content on their servers, and it's because of how damn big it is, I think, is probably why everybody doesn't. But I read a thing on Reddit the other day where, some people were saying what they do with their servers is for when a new movie comes out, that for the first 2 weeks they offer it in 4K and then switch it to 1080p. So if you want to watch a brand new movie, you have a 2-week window of having the full 4K that you're capable of. I thought about maybe doing that. That seemed like a pretty cool idea. A little more.
Yeah, I'll give it a
upkeep,
shot. Yeah, because you got to keep remembering to delete shit and then re-downloading the movie in a smaller file.
Exactly.
I'll give it a shot, but I know that the last time I ever tried to stream something from Plex that was in 4K, the file's so big that it just was not streaming very well.
Okay.
I'll give it a shot though.
I tried one on my server not that long ago, but I'm local, so that makes a big difference, and it worked perfectly fine for me.
Oh, okay.
So, but maybe if you're watching it off of mine, I totally get that might not work so well.
Well, I was doing it off of mine. I just don't have a good enough internet connection
Okay,
maybe
gotcha.
for it.
Gotcha. Well, that might be something. I don't know why we just went through all that on here, but that was something I was thinking about doing.
All right. I'll give it a shot. You just let me know when there's something in there, and I'll test it out.
Right on.
That you legally download.
Yeah, totally. I own my own copy of, for sure.
Smoothie, what have you been up to? You been bored?
It's been a couple weeks. That's been definitely a couple weeks. I don't know why I've been putting it off. Not putting it off. That's the bad choice of words, because I could say the same thing for howdy sizing and even my running. I kind of took a week off this week. Playing video games.
I've been playing.
I don't know why.
Playing
a lot of video games too. I haven't been on a skateboard in over 3 weeks now.
Holy shit!
I hurt my foot. I'm fucked.
Oh yeah, you need that.
Yeah,
you need that to skateboard.
It's kind of important.
Sucks.
What have you been playing, Smoothie?
A lot of things.
Cool.
With the well, I mentioned this about a possible talking point, so we can talk about it. The PlayStation 3 store and the Vita store closing, the forthcoming closure. So that made me break out and dust off the PS3. So I've been playing Lego Marvel superheroes. Yeah, I think that's the first one. Trying to get a platinum on it, and that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Lego games are hard to get achievements and shit in. There's so many things you have to do. You have to play them a long time. So
grindy. I've already played probably like 20 hours into it, like 60% but I've been playing that, and what did I just buy? RBI Baseball I just bought for the Switch.
RBI Baseball for the Switch? Tell me more.
Yeah. RBI Baseball 21 for the Switch.
21?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was an RBI Baseball 21.
It just came out, I guess, the beginning of the month, the end of last month. I'm not sure.
Like the old
I had
style
20
of RBI Baseball?
They're making improvements. They're trying to be more of a contender against like the show.
Ooh, how about the show coming to Game Pass?
I saw that. I forgot that was happening.
That's pretty big, dude.
I'm pretty excited to play it on there.
Me too.
I like a baseball game every once in a while.
Yeah, same here. But the show has
I don't think I've played one since N64, so.
But MLB The Show has been PlayStation exclusive since it's been a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were published by Sony, weren't they? So.
Yeah, it's a Sony game. Yeah.
So is it not anymore? Is that why it's on Game Pass?
Oh, no, it's still a Sony game, and
it still is.
When if you go to the well, I was looking into the Game Pass app, but if you go to the trailer, it will, first thing that comes up, it says PlayStation Studios.
Right on.
So it's pretty funny seeing that on the thing, and that's why I was talking with my nephew, because that whole with the Microsoft buying Bethesda games, and there's that fear of exclusivity to Microsoft. I was like, Microsoft wants the money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they own Minecraft, so that's on everything.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, good point. They're going to trying to get the money, but it's
they don't.
I guarantee you, they will make something exclusive, and they're going to have everything. The incentive is to get people to buy in to get an Xbox for Game Pass. All those games, day one, will be on Game Pass, so that's going to be a massive incentive for people to get Bethesda games on Xbox.
Yep.
But that'll be the main draw of it, but they're still going to sell it to PlayStation because they'll get, and PC and probably Switch or whatever, just for that Skrilla, yo.
Mm-hmm.
What it's about? It's all about the Benjis.
All about the Benjis. Are you still on your Zelda thing, or did you abandon that for now?
It's kind of been abandoned, but I want to go back, and I'm still struggling. I'm getting frustrated with
so much other cool shit to be playing right now too.
There's a million things to play.
It's been back and forth, but going on the whole thing, that's what made me break out the Lego Marvel.
Oh yeah.
Game, just because I was going to see what I had on there, and I want to make sure I had games downloaded, but because I think at first people thought that your games were going to disappear, but you'll still have access to download them. You just won't be able to buy anything new, even the ones that were PS Plus giveaways. You'll still be able to download those as long as you have your active subscription. So I just was kind of going through, so I was playing that, bounced into World at War, the original one, and then this morning I was playing Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. So I've been all over the place, and cool. I bought Tony Hawk again for Xbox, so played that. That was the other week. That was my week-long kick. That and Retromania Wrestling, which I still have to go back and finish as well.
Love Retromania Wrestling. Once I was kind of like not really into it until I started the story mode. But then when the story mode kind of like did a better job of teaching me how to play, and then I finally got the hang of it, and the story was really pretty good. I love that game. It was really fun. Story was really short and not complete. You don't get a complete story mode, FYI. You get to a point where it's like, here's what we're getting ready to go do next. And it's like, all right, you beat the story mode, so it's part 1. Didn't know that.
I know there are, I've been following them, and I know there's already been some DLC characters announced. Like I know James Storm's going to be one of them. I forget who some of the others are.
But if the story mode is DLC, part 2 of the story mode is DLC, that's going to make me a little mad. I don't want to pay more money to fucking continue the story, though. I hope they don't do that.
This isn't early access, is it?
No.
Because that's what it sounds like. Okay. No. So then sounds like they will be doing that as DLC. That's dumb.
I hope it's just like, oh, now part 2's here. Go and enjoy it. And maybe that's...
No, that would be... Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know that they've said.
Yeah.
It was short, but it was fun. And it's got me wanting to even play through it again, because it's like a choose your own adventure. Like you pick the text that you want your character, your wrestler guy to say. And I want to go back and pick the other stuff and just see what happens. It was a good game. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed what I played of it so far.
Yeah. How about Oddworld Soulstorm? Have you started that yet, Scott?
I have not. I haven't.
Uh-oh. Now Scott pulled a Scott.
I think I have it downloaded.
There we go.
I don't know if I may have to make space for that.
Gotcha.
Easy to fill up that PlayStation 5 hard drive.
Yep. Are you going to do the PlayStation 5 upgrade for Tony Hawk?
I already did.
You did? Is it worth the $10?
Yeah. It doesn't look any different to me.
that's kind of what I was reading, at least. So. All right.
It doesn't play any different. I mean, I did it just because it was like, oh, yeah, whatever. Let's see how it looks.
$10, like, why not?
Yeah, it was also just $10. Who gives a shit? And I didn't really notice a difference, so
that's why I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to pay $10 for it to have to live on the PS5 hard drive. Right now, it can live on the PS4 hard drive. So, I'll just keep it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it even because I think the original PlayStation 4 version was still like 60 frames per second and shit. So this one was just like 4K, and it does look a little better, but I mean,
it's just
crisper, I should say, because but it doesn't look like didn't just like revolutionize the way that I played it in September. So whatever, still good.
Oddworld's pretty good so far. It's
Was it good?
Yeah, it looks sweet. The graphics are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
I'll have to give it a
exactly
shot.
why they kind of just keep releasing the same game over and over again. Like they that's what they're doing.
It's a remake, isn't it?
It's a remake of a remake of a remake of a remake. They keep remaking.
Oh.
But it is a remake of Abe's Exodus, was what it was called the first time around.
Mhm.
And this is kind of like the third time around, but they keep adding stuff to it and making it better and whatnot. So whatever. But it's really cool. I like it a lot.
I don't think I've ever sat down and played an Oddworld game, so
Yeah.
I don't have like the connection to it, but I am interested in trying this one, especially because it came free
Exactly.
with the Plus.
Yeah, I've played them since the beginning, and this is one of the ones I was really excited for the next gen one, and then it ended up being free. So
Yeah, that's really awesome.
perfect.
So that's only on the PS5, right? Because I didn't know.
It is available on the PS4 also, but it's a monthly Plus game for PS5.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So you'll have to buy it.
So at least go in your app and add it to library so that when you get a PS5, it'll be sitting there waiting for you. You should do that every month with all of the PS5 games, because then your library will just build up until you get a PS5.
I always forget that you can do that through the app.
Mm-hmm.
There's been
Yeah.
Today was the first day I turned on the PS4, and
Yeah.
probably since I got Tony Hawk back when that came out on there.
Hmm.
And so I missed out on, I'm sure, some good games.
Yeah. Or games you probably already bought before anyway. That's what most of them
Mhm.
are.
That's true. There. I did see a couple of them being like, I don't know if it was Uncharted or something along those lines. And
How about
I had.
Pac-Man 99? That just came out. You guys played that yet?
I have.
Played one round today.
Well, that took you all of what, 8 seconds?
I mean,
that's how long my first round lasted. Was about 8 seconds.
was it?
Yeah.
I was like,
I did better as
I made it in the top 50.
Oh shit, that's good.
That's the best I can do.
The best I've done is 49. That's my highest yet.
Yeah, I think that's where I was today.
No,
So that's in the top 50.
15 was my highest.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. I got cocky and that's how I died. Because I was just like killing ghosts.
Yeah. Shit gets crazy, man. There ends up being so much shit on the screen. It's hard to tell what you're allowed to touch and not allowed to touch, and
So much stuff on the screen.
yeah.
I didn't know what was happening.
It gets too fast paced.
Yeah.
Too fast.
But I like it. I liked it. It was
me
it was
too.
good for free title.
Absolutely. I love that shit on the Switch, like Tetris 99 and the Mario. What was it?
Yeah, Mario 35.
35. Yeah, I love that shit. I
Which
think it's
isn't
fun.
around anymore.
Yeah.
Nope. R.I.P. Mario.
And then as soon as that one went away, then this one came out. So it was kind of a good replacement for it.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to do more of these weird little battle royale things for classic games.
I'm
What
all
would be
for
another
it.
one that they could do?
Ooh, great question.
A lot of people
Yeah.
were hoping they would do something like a Zelda one for the 35th,
Yeah.
kind of like the Mario one. I think you could do that, like with different dungeons or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did it for Mario.
Mm-hmm. They can
Yeah,
pull that
kind of
off.
like
Just
the
play
speed
through it
run.
and kill things as fast as you can so that you can hurt other people or whatever.
So
Yeah, you
that'd
could
be
do that. But
pretty cool to see, and
They
that's
have-
what I'm
they have
curious to.
abandoned Zelda for the 35th anniversary.
So far, I'm really hoping they, come up with something good. I mean, I know they're Skyward Sword. We talked about that they're,
Yeah.
but I'm hoping to see like a I think we already talked about this before, but like good re-release of some classic games.
Anything?
Right. Anything.
Anything would be
fine.
nice to acknowledge.
Right. Here's a bunch
But-
of old
Well-
fucking games for $5 a piece. Buy them. They don't have to be remastered. Nothing whatsoever. Just make this shit available. That's it.
I will play it. Give
will
the piggy what he wants.
Yep.
Give me my slop.
Right on. All right. Well, we got to talk about.
Yeah, what do we want to dive into first? Should we give an overview or just go into it? Smoothie, you're the curator of the topics this week, so
I
I
am,
wanted to
aren't
approach this. You are.
I say we would. What were you thinking? An overview? What we're going to kind of get into
Well,
next?
okay, so we watched two things this week. Well, I mean, we watched it like 2 weeks ago, but so the first thing that we watched was the documentary on Netflix called The Last Blockbuster, and the other thing Smoothie wanted us to watch was the 700th episode of The Simpsons, which aired like 3 weeks ago now. Or, yeah, 3 weeks tomorrow. So, what do you want to talk about first, Smoothie?
I say we jump into the Simpsons one, just because it's not.
Okay.
Um.
So why did you want to do this one? Because it was a milestone.
I think that's why I was just looking for, trying to think of topics, and I know we all like The Simpsons here. Maybe not as much anymore as back in the heyday, but I mean, 700.
Definitely not.
Regardless of where the show is, still to be around that many episodes is pretty.
Yeah, for sure.
Freaking good. I gotta say, I watched it shortly after that, so I'm trying to recall the whole episode. But it really wasn't too memorable. It was kind of weird.
Well, I mean, the premise of the episode is one that they've done 1,000 fucking times. Marge kicks Homer out.
No.
How many times have we seen that?
Yeah.
I mean, this time they were doing like a flashback, and it was like early 2010s, I guess is what it was supposed to be, or was it like early 2010s? I think is what they were going for.
Yeah, that's where I was.
They didn't give a year specifically.
Then that's where I was confused with. Like that's what wasn't adding up to me. Like I get they were, they had Homer with hair, so you would think it was all these years ago. And I think even Grandpa Simpson was young in this episode, but it wasn't, too far back.
It's they were just being current with now, and then pretending like 10 years ago was, or 8 years ago, or whatever the hell was when they had all that stuff happen. When, I mean, they've been around 30 years, Smoothie. What do you want? You want them to flash back to Bart being 4 years old in 1988 or some shit like that? That wouldn't work either. So there's no. They kind of.
But it wouldn't have. But it would have been funny. That's what I'm saying for 700.
They did that with an episode once where the timing of it was like they were talking about like 10 years ago, me and Marge met or whatever, but the timing of it in real life was that put it in the 90s.
Yeah, so he had a grunge band.
So they did the grunge band. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that was.
I have seen that one.
Yeah.
I did like the couch gag. I like the George.
Yeah, that was a good thing. That was the only really good thing about the episode. I feel like was that 700 episodes. You think that they wouldn't even need them to record anything anymore? They've said every word that they were ever going to need to say. They could just pull it and create scenes off of previously recorded dialogue at this point, I feel like.
Hank Azaria said he literally phones it in at this point. He doesn't go into the studio whatsoever. He gets on the phone and does his lines, and he hasn't gone in and done anything in years.
No. And they get paid more than we'll ever see.
Whole lot
for that.
Money.
Yeah. I'm just. They must be making a killing off of merchandising or something, because I still am having a hard time picturing someone's down still every Sunday at 8:00 putting Fox on and watching this show. 32 seasons in, 33, whatever. I don't even know. Was this 33 or 32?
I don't
remember.
I'm not sure anymore.
89 is December of 89, I think, is when it started. So.
Season 1, yeah.
Yep. And it's already renewed for a couple more seasons. It's not going anywhere.
At least 2 more, yeah.
I guess I think some of it hinges on the supporting shows as well. we going back to your point of tuning in to Fox to watch The Simpsons. I think if you're going to tune into Fox on a Sunday night,
Watch
the
the
supporting shows
full lineup. Yeah.
Animation domination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that makes sense.
if the there's like there was that thought when Family Guy was strong, and then you had the Cleveland Show and American Dad. I think they all.
But all of
played
those
well
shows
together.
have all gone to shit now. None of those shows are worth tuning in for anymore.
Who's sitting who's sitting down on a Sunday to watch Family Guy? I don't understand.
The last good
What world are we living in?
Yeah, the last good Sunday night cartoon that they put on was Bob's Burgers, and that's not even that good
10 years
anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's right.
What's that new one by the creators of Bob's Burgers?
There's
I wanted
a new
to check
Bob's
it out.
Burger created show. I didn't know.
Something they're in Alaska or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh well, I'd like to check that out.
I don't remember. It's on Hulu, I think, too. So
yeah,
Okay.
the preview I saw for it made me want to watch it, but but I think this is the supporting shows will help people tune in. Because when Simpsons first aired, I enjoyed it and everything, but I also enjoyed knowing that Married with Children was coming on Sunday nights and everything. So, but it is what it is.
When's the last
Simpsons are
time?
going to be around.
When's the last time you
What's
watched
that?
Family Guy?
a new episode.
Yeah. I guess we all
Jesus.
have the same answer is nobody knows. I got
Yeah.
that's a
I
good
can't even. I can't remember the last. It had to have been like. It has to have been about 10 years ago that I sat down on a Sunday night and just because I must have had nothing else to do because even at that time I wasn't regularly watching Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it must have just been like I must have had like nothing going on that night or the next day, so that I was sitting down just to watch TV because I would have been in college then. So
Yeah, I'd probably say for me, the last time was when I was probably still watching football regularly because the games were on Fox, specifically the Eagles. So
I used to get so mad at Fox when I was a diehard Simpsons fan because they'd always make the Simpsons start late because of football.
Yep.
I'd get so fucking mad. It'd fuck up my DVR,
your DVR,
my
yeah.
TiVo.
But that's because
Fuckers.
you'd always see the commercials for it, and you'd want to watch it. So, but that's probably the last time I watched it. Now, like I'll turn it on on reruns and everything when I'm like channel surfing.
Oh, I turn on the Simpsons on Plex all the fucking time. It's still one of my most turned on shows. I just turned it on last night.
Yeah, I'll get to probably like season 11 or so and be like, it's time to go back.
Yeah.
He gets to a point there where you're like, all right, this is when I remember watching it and be like, I'm still watching this for some reason, but I'm not enjoying it as much.
Yep. I made it further than that, still watching on a regular weekly basis. I made it to like, I think 17 or 18 or so before like I stopped religiously watching every week. But when I go back and watch shit now on Plex, I never turn on anything past like 11 or 12. That's as far as I'll go.
Yeah, I think I made it to maybe 14 or 15 before I was just like, all right, this records because it was on a schedule to record, but I'm not going to watch it this week. Or I'll just be like, oh, there's something else to watch instead, and then forget it, and it'll eventually get deleted. Anyway,
It is what it is.
anything more do you want to say about anything more about the actual episode you want to talk about?
No, that's
Because you don't remember it.
it. I don't remember much.
So-
But again, that's what I was saying. I was wondering if some of it may have been like callback, the way different things they were presenting, maybe to earlier but later episodes, if that makes sense. After I stopped, watching it a lot, but it wasn't the greatest. The one thing that was funny was the that I chuckled was the one thing with Barney where he was like blended in with the booth. And then Mo and Homer leave, and he peels himself off the boot. He was like camouflaged in with it. He's like, I was waiting for you guys to leave, or I don't know. I chuckled at it.
Honestly,
It
don't
mustn't have been
remember.
that. Yeah, mustn't have been that memorable.
No, I just remember watching and being like, all right, we're treading this water again, huh? We're going to have a flashback. They're going to break up over Homer's drinking again. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm going blurry.
Yeah,
There
been
we
there,
go.
done that.
Yeah, a little too much.
Yep, and they've
You
been
think
there.
they'll make it to 1,000?
That's 300 more. Oh God,
That's going to be hard to do.
at 20 or so per year. That would still be a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it's still like over 10 years.
But it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, will the voice actors still be alive at that point?
No, but I don't think that they'll have any shame in replacing them once it like starts happening, though.
No, that'd be sad.
Yeah, like I mean, eventually Dan Castellaneta's just. I mean, he's either gonna die or not do it or something eventually one day. But I bet you that they'll replace him.
Yeah, Marge won't be able to do it much longer. Her voice is going to be gone completely forever.
But like you said, like
She
how
won't
can
even be
they
able to
not?
talk.
How can they not like digitize it all and make it to where they can say whatever they want them to say for all eternity with current voice acting? I don't know.
I bet you they could, or they could even do like at this point they could even have AIs do it. They
Yep.
just have like a whole what is a deep fake of their voices, just doing episodes.
They could do it.
I guarantee you that's going to happen one day. We're going to have AI doing replacing voice actors for long running shows like that.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
That might be a whole nother topic for our new
The unknown.
For our new segments coming up. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the unknown on the Unknown podcast. Eventually,
Maybe.
Eventually.
if we're not lazy.
Could
Don't.
be unknown.
Hold your breath.
Yeah, you will probably die. Anyway,
So yeah.
so
it.
that's The Simpsons.
The other topic.
R.I.P. Even though you're still
R.I.P.
living, R.I.P.
Congratulations
zombie ass
on 700.
motherfuckers. Yeah. Way to keep beating that horse. Anyway,
Good for them.
But let's jump into the creme de la creme of topics.
Yeah.
let's.
So
Topics like
So
this that this
last-
show lives for.
Last blockbuster. So you watched this and you told us, watch this for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Lay it out for us, brother.
it's a documentary on the last blockbuster in Bend, Oregon, and it was very well done. A little trip down nostalgia lane, just talking about Blockbuster in general, and we've talked about this on previous episodes, similar type things, but I enjoyed the documentary and again thought it was well done, and just want to see what you guys thought about it, what we could talk about here, any key
Brandon, what are your
takeaways.
thoughts?
Yeah, I loved it. It might have been that night that Smoothie said, "Hey, check this out." I came home from work and I was like, "I'm gonna eat my dinner and I'll watch a little bit of it, and then I'll pick back up on it at another point." But I sat there and watched it all in one sitting. I had no intent on turning or no reason to turn it off. I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot.
God, what were your first impressions? Does that face say I didn't watch it? No.
I did watch it. I had not the same reaction as you two.
Okay.
It honestly, a lot of it bugged me to watch because, for one, the topic, the last blockbuster, is the second half of the thing. They don't even really introduce that topic in the beginning at all. It's really just, hey, remember Blockbuster for the first half, which was fine. I feel like they skipped over some important stuff about Blockbuster. Like, I mean, they kind of mentioned it, like how they killed mom and pops essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. They got all these, mid-tier celebrities to gush about Blockbuster, and that's what it really felt like it was for a good chunk of it. Even when they got into the topic, they still kept cutting back to, God, I loved Blockbuster. And I just felt like that really wasn't a cohesive story because of that. It was more interesting when they actually got into what the topic was, when they were actually, explaining, okay, these are dying. This is why they died. And this is the one still holding the flag. And at the end, spoiler alert, still can for another, year is what their contract was. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It was okay. It was okay, but I just felt like they didn't really have a full story, and they were dragging it out with just people gushing over Blockbuster. That was all.
Right on.
That's all it takes.
So,
is to gush
I knew,
about
this
it.
felt like a Smoothie. Like if Smoothie made a documentary, this would be you, because you're just like, you're more into nostalgia than I am. Obviously, you guys both are.
Yeah, that's
sure
a true statement.
Which I can be, but I mean, I have fond memories of video stores and Blockbuster in general too. I mean, I guess I didn't use Blockbuster as much as you guys may have. Because my nearest one was always, I didn't have a membership to Blockbuster until I was in college.
Right on.
So, and then once I found the better or the easier and cheaper route, which was Netflix discs, I never looked back. So
yeah,
I didn't have that loyalty. I was one of the reasons why I died. So,
I mean, I totally was one of the reasons why they died. We were all
definitely
internet pirates that were ruining
between piracy and Netflix. Just we're like, fuck you.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not spending this much money.
I used Netflix for piracy. I'd get the DVDs in the mail and then copy them and make copies for my friends and shit. So you said no Blockbuster until college for you. Was there any other video store like at all? Like, was there a mom and pop, or just not Blockbuster specifically? Oh yeah, like the grocery stores around me all that's what
videos.
That's what Liz's thing was. Liz was always, when I was a kid, the grocery store I went to, that was my video store at that point. So, and
every grocery store had at least like some dingy little corner that you in literally like almost a back room in one of my local ones that was like barely lit videos, which was kind of creepy. But
that was one of the things they touched on in the
and I loved that stuff.
That they touched on in the last Blockbuster that they did not have that dingy back room that all the other video stores did have, that you would walk through the little curtain thing or whatever, that did not exist at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up on the mom and pop before I got to, it was more towards almost my like junior high to almost high school years before Blockbuster became a thing for me. It was local video store up until that point.
Blockbuster was kind of expensive too, if I recall.
Compared to the mom and pop, it for sure was,
Yeah.
So then Scott, you were looking at more of the documentary in this. You were looking for more of a documentary in the sense of facts and
a cohesive story, and it wasn't to me. It just didn't. They didn't introduce the topic until halfway through. I thought that was weird.
It's true.
However, so I get what you're saying, and then that's a valid point. But to me, I liked the whole, here's how this whole got started. Here's when VHS became a thing. Like
me too. I like that too.
Specifically,
I did like all that.
That was the part where they talked about where when VHS tapes first came out and they cost $100 a piece, and they said that it was like this one guy's idea that he bought these $100 videotapes, and he's like, oh, I can rent these things out to people at a smaller fee and make back my $100, and that the movie studios sued his ass to make that not happen, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, yeah, that's his videotapes. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to with them. And that they ruled in favor of not the movie studios. Like, I thought that was a super cool part that I never knew that.
I agree with that. Like, well, like I said, if it would have introduced the topic to begin with and then they go back, but really what the beginning was everyone loves Blockbuster, and then get into a little bit of the nitty-gritty, everyone's Blockbuster again, and then oh yeah, there's also Bend, Oregon, this place that this insane woman has kept going for well past its expiration date, because Bend, Oregon is a strange little town in Oregon that does this shit. And then it became an attraction, and that part I thought was pretty cool.
And oddly enough, it she
made me want to go to it.
So I should have brought my shot glass down. I'll go grab it in just a second. She wasn't around even for Blockbuster and Blockbuster's heyday. Like, she started in 2005 or something that.
Yeah, she started in the down when it was going down.
Yeah.
But she kept it alive with some. I still am not entirely sure how the fuck it's still going. Yeah. Merchandising, from the sounds of it, she's doing a lot of merchandising herself, which is insane.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I hope she's selling T-shirts, and it turns out she was.
Yeah, so my son Tyler went there a few months back. His aunt, Liz's sister, lives out by there, and he went out and stayed a week with her in Oregon last year, and one of the things they did was they drove an extra 2 hours to go to the Blockbuster, the last Blockbuster. So he brought me back a shot glass. I have a shot glass. And he said that one thing that, you couldn't really tell, is that, half the store is just Blockbuster merchandise at this point. But it most certainly did not look that way on the movie. They must have... No. They maybe they took it out, or maybe they changed the way, or the way they shot it didn't show the way they shot the store. Probably, yeah, but he's like, half of it's the last Blockbuster T-shirts and hats and stickers and bumper stickers and pillows and blankets but that's
I guess that makes more sense.
Most of their money is from, because he went in there and he didn't rent any movies because he was there on just a nostalgia trip. He will never be back. So yeah, they make their money off T-shirts.
Oh, yeah, he should have gotten a membership card.
Yeah, he should have.
Because I think you can do that.
Yeah, I think it's $2 for a membership card or something.
Just a card, or to actually have a membership that you pay yearly or monthly or whatever?
I'm not sure.
Just a card like you would have back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I tell you, the biggest negative that I came from it, which is kind of surprising, is Kevin Smith. I wanted to punch him in the fucking face. I could. I've never really felt that way about Kevin Smith before, but I don't know, just the way he came across and the way he was talking, and he was not pro Blockbuster. He was like, fuck it, Blockbuster's dead and there's no new ways to do it, is basically what his stance was.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, the fucking video stores is what made your fucking career off of the first couple
made a movie off of it.
I felt
made a movie
I thought he was very
not
negative
a Blockbuster,
towards Blockbuster, and it made me not enjoy having him a part of the movie.
Yeah,
Smoothie did not get the same.
I didn't get that.
Okay.
That vibe.
Right on.
To the.
I could sit here and talk shit on Kevin Smith any day. So, not on the person, not all of his movies, but he definitely annoys me in some ways sometimes.
But I got the opposite vibe, at least one part, because that's the next thing I want to talk to just in general. With the viability, and I mentioned this before. I think we talked about this on one of our older episodes of now. Reviving, I think, with the exception of COVID and everything now, because that makes it a lot tougher, but I think now is the perfect time to get into a revival of a video store, because he mentioned, or maybe it was just mentioned in there, with like the resurgence in vinyl.
It'll come back. It'll come back.
I know, man. So the town I live in, I live a town over from where the town I grew up in, and there's this space that was originally, when I was a kid, called Valley Video, and it's obviously not a thing anymore. And that store has like transformed into like a different store like every 9 months. Nothing has ever lasted in that location since Valley Video, and I keep thinking, like, one of these days, I want to fucking rent out that place and fucking open up a fucking video store, because one day it's going to become cool again. One day it's going to be a thing again. And if I could put one in that location, that would be fun. That'd be cool.
Get ahead of the curve now, man.
That's what I'm thinking. Get ahead of the curve.
Do it now. Be the pioneer, because you'll make the money first.
I know.
And then you could duck out when you know it's on the down.
I've had this conversation with a couple people now. And now we've got, here in Cincinnati, we have the free Blockbuster little boxes that are popping up around town. It's like the little free...
Really? Those are back?
No. So it's
the kiosks?
No, not the kiosks. Sorry, that's it.
Oh.
No, they're like the little public library boxes that people set up across towns where you can just leave a book,
yeah.
take a book type thing. There's these, it's called freeblockbuster.org. Like, it's an actual, like, nationwide thing. But they've started putting boxes in Cincinnati now. And it's like in a newspaper box type thing that you'd see on the street. And they get painted with, like, the Blockbuster color scheme and shit. And then people bring and take movies and leave them in them. VHS and DVD and Blu-ray and video games and Funko Pop toys and shit. And you just go take whatever the fuck you want and put it back when you're done if you want to, which is super cool.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
So that was more or less what I took from the whole documentary, that now would be a time where that there is that need, that it, not necessarily for the movie renting or the availability of the movie itself, but the community that can be formed.
You would need to do more than just videotapes. You would need to have fucking Funko Pops and NECA figures of all the horror movie characters and shit. And you would need all kinds of little stuff like that just kind of completes the movie experience. At least that's how I have it in my head. But I think that'd be cool.
Do it, Brandon.
Yeah, and the ability to go into a store and to... because I'll even do this in like Walmart and stuff, and like kind of be nosy, but I'm very introverted. Yes, but I'll be nosy and I'll listen. Like, I've done this in Best Buy. Like, if somebody needs help and the stupid person at Best Buy, whatever it happens to be, doesn't know what, and they'll walk away, and I'll be like, "This is what you need," or whatever. That kind of nosiness, but that's I think what it's more. Well, that's what it's more or less about. Like, saying, "Oh, they're renting Evil Dead." I'll be like, "Oh, yeah." It's just to get that conversation started and say, "Oh, this is good," or you might learn about something, new movie, a different movie, and all whatever that's similar to it. So, I think that's the biggest piece, giving me that, providing the space for that to happen.
You got to hold movie nights, like Saturday nights. Got to be movie nights, and like. Man, you could
before 10 o'clock.
Before 10 o'clock, yeah.
Before 10, yeah.
Movie night starts at 9 o'clock.
You can do it in
but
fucking
everybody has to
winter
be
then.
Out by 10 o'clock. Oh god! All right, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna grab another beer and I'm gonna grab my shot glass.
Yeah, I think the streaming bubble is about to pop, and that's going to give way. Like, I was already, after I watched it, I was like, hipster shit is already coming back with vinyl. You've got you were having like a little resurgence with VHS a couple years ago, and and with tapes and all that too, with cassettes. That it's going to go back to, like, people are going to want to go to rent movies again, because I mean the pandemic has so opened up even drive-ins and stuff, and that might become cool again too. So I think that this could actually come back. I don't think Blockbuster is going to come back because that was like a corporate thing, but I think you can probably get these mom and pops back up, like Brandon was talking about.
Yeah, no, it definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily see a blockbuster, and to me, it wasn't always about, like you were saying. Like I had more or less the mom and pops
Yeah.
growing up.
I
Different
have
like
fond
other,
memories of that. I do.
But
I did it every week.
the same concepts. Like yeah, I've said before again on previous episodes that go into looking at the cover art and everything, and not knowing
Mhm.
what you're renting other than based off the
Yeah,
cover
that
art
was
looks
one of the
cool.
best parts. Is just looking at what it, especially early '90s, walking around looking at '80s movies and shit. Like, what the? You think it's like the most bizarre, fucking evil movie you're gonna watch. Some in the horror section, some of those covers. It's fantastic. I did
Cover
enjoy
art.
the cover art was like the best part.
Such a cool thing.
Yeah. But as we say that it could come back this, as we're talking this year, I mean, Family Video finally kicked the bucket. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's hard to say. That's another. So that there we could go either way.
Yeah, there was 2 family videos that lasted in Cincinnati up until last year.
Yeah.
But how much of
remember
that had
seeing
to
them.
do with the pandemic, though? That's the
I'm
thing.
sure
that,
it did.
Could be.
Yeah,
Could be, but you know,
and I mean it had
like
to be
they
that
Redbox
had
and shit.
a back room. The back room had to be what kept them alive, right?
Porn?
Yeah,
In Family Video, I doubt they had it, did they?
the one I can 100% confirm that the family video that was in Fairfield, Ohio, had a back room at one point back in the early 2000s. Can 100% confirm that they did. Yes.
Still gotta ask, who the fuck is renting and buying porn
I don't know.
in 2021 and be 10 for that matter?
There's got to be somebody that's
Obviously,
scared of
but-
the internet. And so here's my last blockbuster shot glass before I put a shot in it.
Oh, nice.
And it's
Put a
not
shot in it.
it's not an actual glass. It's rubber. So I'm scared.
Even better, I guess.
Yeah, kind of not, but
No. So it was dirt.
I was super happy that Tyler got it for me. That was what he brought back from me, and I don't want to wash it too many times, so I very rarely use it because I don't want the shit to wear off from it. The artwork to wear off.
No, and it will.
Yup. But I figured today's
Yeah.
a good time to take a
Today's the
shot
day.
out of it. Cool.
Pour one out for Blockbuster.
So the moral of this episode is that I gotta tell Liz in the morning that we're opening a new video store.
Yeah.
there you
You
go.
got to change your budget a little bit, Liz, because video store is opening.
Oh,
You got to buy a whole stock room full of Funko Pops
fucking
and
Funko
80s movies.
Pops. I talk so much shit about Funko Pops now.
You talk shit. I thought you liked them.
Yeah, everybody liked Funko Pops 5 years ago.
I guess I was a rebel then.
Yeah.
I've always thought they were shit.
Yeah, I feel like
I
they,
never understood them,
Yeah.
but I just like, all right, cool, do your thing.
they ran their course.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Action
There's
figures are
there's a
so
Funko Pop for fucking everything.
everything, but action figures are so damn expensive
They are.
anymore that at least Funko Pop offers you a cheap solution to buying fun characters and shit. But
True, but they all look the same to me.
They
Is the
do.
problem. They're not unique in any way,
no,
other than a little bit of tweaking it to sort of look like the character you're buying.
you got another shot, Smithy?
Oh,
Open up the little bottle. Oh, you already did it.
It's already gone, but there's a little drop in there.
Oh yeah, you better get that. That's for you, Blockbuster.
All right, what else we got?
That little drop. That's all you get is that
That is
shit.
all you
Well, those were the two topics we talked about: what we've seen, what we've played.
get. We still got the playlist to go.
I got the playlist. Was there? I can't. I genuinely don't remember any of the. I think I listened to almost every album this week, and I genuinely don't remember.
Ooh, I didn't do good with the albums this week. We should at least
No.
bring up DMX.
DMX,
Oh yeah,
R.I.P.
Yeah.
I mean, we all. What was it? A week ago, he went in the hospital, and that was kind of written on the wall then. But
Yeah.
it's official as of yesterday, the 9th of April, 2021.
That's
We lost our dog, Arf Arf. Did you guys ever really listen to him back in the day?
So no, I mean I have no connection with DMX like at all, unfortunately.
Yeah. I've always liked him. Like every time I've ever heard DMX either in a song or one of his songs, I've always been like, God damn, he rules. And I've never actually sat down and listened to an album, and I have been this week, obviously.
Okay.
And I am glad that I have, because I really am enjoying going through his work.
Right on.
Yeah,
Really good. Really fucking. I know, Smoothie, you've obviously listened to him a lot more than us.
definitely have the like I was saying, this one hits much harder.
Yeah, it still
in
really
terms of-
sucked, even though I wasn't like a lifelong fan. I was just like, damn, this really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't write it anywhere because I didn't know how to say it with it making sense, but I'll say it here and try my best. Like, so like, you know, I was in high school, Eazy died, Pac, and Biggie. And while that sucked, you know, being fans of them, it's like with Eazy, it was like he was still before me. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't kind of grow up with him, but like DMX was more of a growing up with.
Yeah.
Because he was still around, you know, still making music.
So he was getting big when you were in high school, right?
High school and college, yeah. So the first like 3 albums were solid, and like I said, then I kind of fell into that lull with them. But it was then always, like you said, it's whatever song he was on, he was always consistent and was always good, and he had that distinct voice. And it was it's crazy, but
yeah,
it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah, shitty way to die, I guess.
Yeah, terrible way to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
R.I.P.
Other than the albums, then we'll do R.I.P. DMX. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off.
It's all good.
Other than the albums of the week that Brandon, you haven't really been listening to, and I don't remember anything else you guys been diving into much of. Just kind of in your own same grooves.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like I said, it's just been this week a lot of DMX. But again, after typically my days were after the albums, I would jump in and start playing some games as well. So nothing extra listening to. I didn't even really listen to any podcasts this week. So
you're all gaming took over your world.
It does that. It comes in spurts, and
yeah, no, I understand that.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I was kind of coasting over that one, shockingly. Yeah, I jumped right on that, but
it's blowing up.
You did it for me.
But yeah, no. So nothing, I was just gonna say nothing in terms of the albums this week stood out. Nothing was particularly horrible, but
no, nothing was bad, but nothing really was all that good. I mean, good in the sense of something I was like would give a 4 or 5 stars on the website for. Everything was like a 2 or a 3, which has been the consistent rating for like the last month. I feel like it is getting to a point where I'm getting a little bored with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that because I've been using this for new music and it's not working.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this week will be. No, I was just gonna say I haven't given anything less than 3. 3 and 4 is really, but 3 is my
too generous, Smoothie.
Yeah, agreed.
It's
be a goddamn critic for once.
No,
I've given 1s on this motherfucker.
I like to avoid confrontation.
Who are you? With who?
Smoothie doesn't want to offend the original artists with the hard work that they put in.
Covering over your reviews on this generator website, like let's get it
Smoother.
today. Oh my god! I hope
Smoothie
he doesn't
gave it a
give me
2.
less than a 3. Oh no, he fucked up 3 again. Whew. No confrontation here. I guess I don't have to yell at Smoothie today. I can move on.
Possibly true. But
Allegedly.
hopefully this week it'll be better. Hopefully we have some. We had a lot of older albums this week. That was the thing, 70s, which is fine. But usually the past couple weeks, it's been a balance of like years. So,
and they're honestly, some of
That
them
is
have
what it
been,
is.
when you look at their the notation, like or their about section on Spotify, some of them are even been like connected like days in, a couple days in a row. Like, oh, this, and I can't remember, there was 2 this, I think it was either this week or last week, that were like that, and I was like, oh, interesting, but I didn't care about either album, so obviously I forgot. So that was a good point that I made, and
Great point.
it went nowhere.
we appreciate and commend your good points.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
But
What I've actually decided to dive into, for whatever fucking reason, I am bored with life apparently. I am diving back, going all the way through start to current, the Joker's Cards by Insane Clown Posse.
All right.
And the Sideshow EP.
Yeah, I saw you.
Oh.
I was kind of that was a weird when you posted that. I was like, where's this coming from?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like randomly, like I would tell you, like I think it was 2 weeks ago. I just had like beats from Riddlebox era in my head that I was like, all right, I guess my brain is, it's time to start listening to ICP for a little bit right now. So I was like, you know what? I haven't done it in years at this point. That really sat down and listened. I would say at least a decade that I've actually sat down and really listened to ICP. So I was like, I started listening to Riddlebox and Ringmaster. Honestly, I became a juggalo. I wasn't like hardcore. I didn't go back and like listen to everything a million times, because I was also trying to keep up with everything and listening to stuff that wasn't juggalo related. So I don't have like these huge connections to anything probably pre-Malenko. So, I mean, I've heard them all before, but not like, I don't know all the lyrics to every song or anything like that. So, especially Carnival of Carnage, and when that is like the worst starting point for anything. That album is bad. I hated it. I really did. I know that's blasphemous to say, because it's a Juggalo classic or whatever. But I get it. They had no budget. They were poor as fuck.
You gotta start somewhere.
You had to start somewhere, but they couldn't even fucking stay on a beat at all back then. So it was really hard to listen to. It was like, it's not even that they were poor with the production. It just, they couldn't even make, half the time shit didn't rhyme. So I don't know. It was just like, man, I forgot just how bad Carnival of Carnage is. And after that, when Mike E. Clark is like their sole production from Beverly Kills On, oh, the improvements in every aspect is so much more.
He was a vital part of it all for sure.
It was clear, because anything after he left besides the Shangri-La, production-wise, is not even up to snuff in the least.
Yep.
He had a way of putting like guitar, and his drum beats that he used are like very iconic to just him, and in the way he could put carnival sounds in, even sometimes subtly, sometimes clearly in your face, made it just sound like a cartoon, and it was great. I did those, like Riddlebox especially. I don't know why that one sticks out to me so much. I've listened to that one more than once at this point. I do really, I think that one trumps all the Joker's cards for me. It's Riddlebox now. Anyway, that's where I'm at, is that Riddlebox. And next will be what? Tunnel of Love.
Yep.
And then on to the ones I know way more. Malenko and Jekyll Brothers, and I'll probably end up still doing like the Tsar Bazaar and shit like that too, just because.
I'll have to get to a point where I do this one day too, because I'm the same way. Like, I have not gone through those albums in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of hearing you talk about it kind of does make me want to do it as well.
The Carnival was calling one day.
Yeah.
It was just pulling me in because I have no idea why. I guess part of it must be I'm just bored with listening to everything I've been listening to.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably one big part of it. But secondly, I just had that hankering to listen to something kind of goofy, dumb, but also just like had some substance to it in a sound wise.
That sums them up pretty well.
That's exactly what it is. And damn, I forgot some of that shit was just like brutally violent way in their earlier ones.
Mm-hmm.
Much more so than I'd say even some of their later albums.
I saw Twisted posted at some point this week and said that Mirror Mirror was, I think it was 19 years since it had been released.
Sounds right.
And then I dove into the comments to see what people had to say, and it seemed like it was kind of half and half. Like, some people were like, you know, love this album. Some people were like, I never really got into this album. What were your guys' thoughts on that album? Because when Mirror Mirror came out, like, that was my shit. Like, I fucking loved that album.
I'd have to go back, and it's been a while since I've listened to.
Right on.
You know, I don't know if sorry, go ahead.
Long time for me as well. I'm just in the moment. I remember fucking loving it.
Afraid of Me's on that, right?
The Green Book.
No, I think that's Green Book.
Mm-hmm. Damn, that was a good song.
Yeah, that's Green Book.
That was Green Book.
Pretty sure.
Positive.
What's the one that's there's one that's on there that's
I cannot remember Mirror Mirror. I don't know if I've actually listened to the full thing before. That was one of the ones that I honestly didn't know existed until further into my Juggalo life, like probably closer to like the mid Juggalo life. I was like, oh, this EP exists. Okay. Never, and I remember a couple songs on there being really good, but I don't remember them right now. I have to look it up. I guess I'll do that.
I was just curious as to where you got. I mean, that's a good enough answer for me. I was just curious as to where or what you guys thought on that one.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. It's weird that they chose the 10th anniversary, but I guess maybe they must do this every year.
Probably, yeah.
Huh.
Good enough.
Maybe they were just going through. Yeah, no, because Freak Show they talked about a lot about that last year, but that would have been 20 years.
They finally, they were talking about.
I think it's got to be 20 years since the first Dark Lotus, right? Yeah, that was 2001, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
With Mars, which that won't get
right.
They'll probably do
won't
the 20th for
that one.
the re-release, not for.
Which would be.
And they'll probably do that. Would that be next year?
Yeah, it would be. That's stupid.
Oh, Brandon, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Brandon.
Did I die?
Nope.
You went
deaf on us. Shit. Anyway. And that's what that might be a pit stop one for me too. Nope, still can't hear you.
How about now?
Yes.
There you go.
Cool. All right.
But yeah, I think even Dark Lotus will be a pit stop for this journey I am with the Carnival Booker's cards.
I think for the 20th anniversary, if they were smart, they would re-release both. Because I think they've made, unless Mars, because of his chosen lifestyle now.
Well, he's Christian. He's a Christian rapper now or something, right? So you should love Ice.
Yes. ICP, but I'm saying his lyrical content on there. I think they've made their piece, or at least he made.
No, I would hope so. It's been 20 fucking years.
But
I feel like there's no way that, with the way that Psychopathic conducts business, that Mars would have any say in what they do with that album whatsoever.
But more
That's
along
true.
the lines of the relationship. If they're still strained, they'd probably be like, "Fuck Mars, we're not re-releasing this thing."
Yeah.
If that ever goes on vinyl, I will pre-order that. Goddamn.
That would be. I mean, that would be great for. I don't know how
It's
many.
still
vinyl
really
would be, but
goddamn good.
I saw the record
But,
one day,
but
but it was the ABK version, and I was like, I can't spend money
No.
on the ABK
I know.
version.
You want to buy it because it's
No,
that
but
one,
one,
but
like-
it's not that one.
Not that one.
picture this: the 20th anniversary of the Lotus. The cover is half yellow or half gold, half red
No.
cross.
What are you? Oh, because they're gonna have a double album of the
Okay.
same thing, but
If
with
it-
ABK
double
and
both
that.
of them?
If they put both
So like
of
a
them
4
in there,
vinyl.
Whatever. If that's the only way
Four-
to get it, I'll do it.
Yep. I'd be all right with that.
I would be
Or-
then like the
Picture
red
fit.
vinyl. Wait, red vinyl and gold vinyl. That'd
Be sweet.
you know.
I'm on board with that.
That's
But
I
picture
said.
fit.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's the same concept, but they put Mars and ABK's verse back to back on it. Sounds really fucking bad leading it in, because that's what it would sound like.
That'd be just as terrible
Picture
as
that.
the ABK version.
And then the vinyl is red and yellow or gold swirled in. See, picture that.
So how in the world is there not a vinyl Joker's card box set where like each album is 2 records, and like each record is like the Jekyll Brothers is yellow and red, and like that's what would sell itself, right? Why is there not a box set with the first 6 Joker's cards? Maybe record labels, is that a
Cost
problem?
of doing it. Record label, they probably, I don't know about, I'm sure they own their masters at this point,
I
but
would think so.
I'm gonna guess just the price of the packaging and creating that is probably extremely high,
It probably is.
more than what the amount of people that would actually be able to buy it. I would.
But Juggalos buy
But
that
it
shit.
sounds
still.
great.
They still
They
buy
do.
that shit.
They'll sell
I mean,
their
they're-
fucking house for it.
They're buying the live streams at $65 a month or whatever.
Yeah, but
Ever.
they are getting almost daily content from that, which is surprising, even though it sounds like it's not. I mean, some of it sounds like it's probably good, but some of it is probably them really just trying to make a buck off of you.
But they
The
got
good
some-
stuff has come out of that,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
With the, I guess the one, whatever time frame they were doing it, when Violent J was talking about his encounter with Steve-O, and then Steve-O reached out to him to apologize for treating him like an ass, and they had a good podcast on, Steve-O and Violent J, and now Steve-O has a Hatchet Man tattoo
Mhm.
because of that.
They could just do like a Patreon only podcast, stop those live stream stuff, and I bet you the Juggalo, they could make a good revenue stream just from that.
Yeah.
They don't have to. It doesn't have to be $60 a month, but you can only get a Violent Day podcast every week by subscribing on Patreon. I bet you they could do that,
For sure.
because he could do that. He could talk for fucking ever. So.
Yep.
There, Violent J, just sold you a good idea. I hope you're watching so that you could actually execute on it. I know that you're not known to, execute on your ideas, but but yeah. Well, actually, and then what I'm interested in is seeing what. I've never listened to the second deck of the Joker's card, so I'm interested to seeing how those turn out, because I was not into them at that point, and the idea of it was also just I hated the idea of them building up to a conclusion and then just be like, oh yeah, by the way, we had nothing else, so we're doing more Joker's
We're just
cards.
gonna do
That's
this
what
again.
it kind of it felt cheap to me, so I never even bothered giving it a chance. So I'm interested to see how that goes.
It is cheap, because
I'm
they
interested
had such
to
a good
see-
idea and they played it through and they played through it very well, and then to just be
They
like,
did.
we're just doing this again. It is very cheap. But what the fuck else are they gonna do? Whatever.
I know, because they tried to break away from it and end up not working out in their favor. So there's only one way for it to go. Back to the Joker's cards.
And now I'm curious to see how it all plays out with the next, well, the rest of this 6 and then the next 5.
They still have to drop 2 more, and then they still have to drop 7 fucking albums before Violent J has a panic attack that kills him.
Which they were, behind schedule already because
Always
Yum Bedlam was supposed to be released on Christmas, and we got the EP. And then the album was, I think, earlier this year was supposed to be released, and it got pushed.
Let's be super realistic about this here. They're what, a couple years between releases at this point?
Sometimes.
So
right,
even at a 2-year minimum times the 7 records, that's 14 fucking years from now. These dudes are not still going to be putting out music 14 years from now. That's not going to happen.
No, they need to be dropping 2 albums a year.
Right. And they used to.
That'll never happen.
Back in the day, they used to release them back-to-back yearly easily.
Pretty much, yeah, you're right.
The Joker's card and a side record or whatever, but they don't maintain that schedule anymore. I mean, you don't expect somebody of that age to maintain that schedule anymore.
No, even though they don't really have an excuse now.
There's that too, but there's no way that we've got another 14 or 15 years worth of those 2 guys still being able to produce music. There's no way. Jay will.
It would be impressive
die
though.
Before then, if we're being honest.
Yeah, to watch what that sounds like in that amount of time is probably, I don't know. Yeah. Just what I heard of that Yum Yum EP I'm a little worried about what I'm about to get into, because I found that to be pretty bad.
Obviously, their best days are behind them.
Oh yeah, like when it's mentioned the beef between Juggalos with Twisted and ICP, I always think, who the fuck cares? Because both of them are way past their prime at this point. Their best days are what you remember. So who cares if they're fighting now? They were never, even if they stayed together, it wouldn't matter. They'd still be putting out the same caliber of music they are now. I mean, Twist all right still, but.
And when you think about the size of venues that either one of the bands play, ICP or Twisted, that they play this at this day and age. I mean, well, they're not playing any at this day and age, but
yeah,
I mean, they're playing rooms of like 100 people. So like, we're talking like nobody fucking cares is the grand scheme of it. So
only some juggles online still do. I don't know. Seems like a weird thing to be fighting about.
Yeah, I'd just like to see how it plays out. But yeah, no, I think that both, I wouldn't say, best days aren't behind. I think depends what Twisted's doing. If they're sticking to the raps like their Mad Season album from last year, I don't even remember. I'm losing track of time, but I enjoyed that.
That was the really.
But they
are the rock. It was very rockish. Is that right? Or am I thinking of something else?
No, that was American. That was an American Nightmare.
Or not? I don't
see that
like
one.
them.
I didn't. The rock one.
I don't like any of their rock songs really.
Yeah, no, that album.
Even back in the day,
songs that were more rap, centric, and that's why Mad Season was like the Red and Black. It was upside down. That came out, I think, at the beginning of last year, and it was great. I listened to it front to back, and then they released another album later on, which I haven't listened to quite as much, but was more rap, less rock, and I like that as well. But there's an example of what ICP should be doing if they want to get all these albums out. That was 2 albums in a year, and Twisted's already going to be released another EP this year coming up. So at least get your stuff out.
The reason why he can't. And I say he because we all know it's basically Violent J doing all the legwork as far as writing and concepts goes. Is that they with these Joker's cards, it's all lore and story related. So you have to be able to have all that ready to go and be able to write multiple songs like that. And it's time consuming, I'm sure. And to have concepts that you're actually happy with to write about, and then to sit down and write that pretty much solo is probably daunting as it is. But I mean, that's how they got where they are too, is that kind of music. So, but that doesn't seem like something you can do perfect what they find to be what should belong on a Joker's card. I highly doubt that they can do that twice a year.
Seems like
a lot of.
It seems like Shaggy's out there working a little bit harder than Violent J, though, right? He's got
his podcast, right?
And he does. I mean, at least social media wise, he's definitely much more out there than Jay is right now.
True.
Yeah.
Which also then that always runs through my mind, and I'm happy that he's doing what he's doing and
I feel like
being entertaining and bringing that entertainment, but that's not taken away, but like how you going to then go in the studio to record these next 7 albums.
Yeah.
To get them out.
But then the way I can also see that is that
I don't know
that Shaggy's out there wanting to work because he's out there putting in the time doing all the other shit, and there's not ICP albums, so that tells me that Jay doesn't want to work as much as Shaggy does. Maybe
I feel like that Jay definitely goes through ups and downs as far as where he's at with his ability to like keep up the flow. He probably he's got those peaks, and then he's down, and you get nothing from him. Then I get that. Totally understand that. Totally. So, and you don't want to try to create something when you're on that downslope, because it's not going to be up to snuff.
Or to play
to
play devil's advocate to that, most of the best shit was probably written when on a downslope.
Some of it, yeah.
Some of the best,
for sure.
Not just ICP, the best music in the fucking world has been written while that person was on a downslope.
Well, I mean, like a creative vision downslope, not like a mood thing, but more like you have this ambition of this drive. It goes up for him, and then he gets to, and that's when he gets excited about everything and tells everyone, "Hey, we're gonna get this out to you by Christmas because right now I'm feeling it and I'm in the booth," and then it just, and he burns himself out too high up there and has to like rekindle it after a little while after taking some time off, because he just loses the momentum.
Howdy Inc. follows the exact same path.
This is how we've done it. This is how podcast.
We took all of those notes from Violent J and
took a fucking year off
perfectly. Honestly, we have.
Yeah, we're all three of us are whoop whoop. We're the Violent J of Howdy Inc. All three of us.
I'll take that. All right, didn't plan on 45 minutes of ICP tonight either.
Nope.
There we go.
Me neither.
And I didn't initiate it.
It wasn't even you. It was me.
That's true. That means I got to start up my listening marathon here soon too. My kids won't know what to expect, because like my kids are like fully aware that like I was into ICP and shit, but like they've really never heard me. Not that they remember. Like them sitting down and like hearing it along with me, and at this point, like the thought of like them hearing it for the first time along with me is like almost a little fucking weird.
Yeah. I definitely won't be playing it around my kids for a long time.
But your kids are at an age now, Brandon, where they can.
Absolutely.
And they should. They need a lesson on morality.
There was a month or two ago. Because we're at a point in my life now where my kids have started cussing 24 hours a day around me, and it's whatever, I guess. But Lane, a month or so ago or whatever, I don't remember the context of the conversation or whatever, but his response to whatever was going on at the time was he said, "Ha ha 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 ha, fuck you." And I was like, "Why do you know that? Where do you know that from?" He's like, "Yeah, that's right. I just went ICP on you." So
he's a closet juggalo. He's been listening to this shit behind your back.
So he is.
When you play it one night, he's gonna come down and he's gonna mouth every word, and you didn't even know it.
That would be the weirdest shit ever.
I think that would be weird, but I think it would be good good experience to listen along
Mm-hmm.
This is about family, and we're a family,
That's
so you
right.
should enjoy this.
for the first time.
The Juggalo family theme riff
Yeah.
is what that was.
I don't know if it was,
It
but I'll
was.
give it to
It's
you.
Sounded good enough.
Yeah. You just had to explain it, then it made sense.
Yeah, that's right. Moving
All
on.
right.
Good time.
So we on to the playlist now?
Let's do the
Yes, we're
playlist and let's
to
get
the-
this show wrapped.
I am with you there. All right. So this week, it was also Smoothie's idea. He was the idea man. He was also the other half of Violent J this week because he had all the ideas. And this, since we talked about the last blockbuster, he wanted to do a playlist of movie soundtrack songs.
Love
So we all chose some, and Aaron chose two as well.
Mhm.
And I guess we'll just start from the top, starting with Smooth's first pick. Let me turn this bad boy up, 'cause last time I don't think you could even hear it. Oh, yeah. Some Grease for you. So are you a big Grease head there?
I am.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy it.
I
used
figured
to-
you had to be to put this on here.
My brother in high school, back in the 80s, he was in our high school's play. So I was young. He didn't even have a major part, but he was in it. And I remember seeing it. And then I always enjoyed when the movie was on TV.
Very cool. I think I've only seen it like once or twice. So I'm not the Grease head that you are. Anyway,
You can't even stop the song,
Please
man.
stop. Please stop the
Like-
song.
Next song is from the.
I don't think hold on.
Soundtrack.
I don't think I've ever seen Grease all the way through.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you haven't. You had to talk about your Grease.
I don't have much to say about it. No, I don't think I've ever seen the
Okay.
movie all the way through. It's Liz's one of her favorite movies ever. I'm
Somehow-
not
There you go.
I'm not a musical guy. I never have been.
Oh God, no.
It's just not my
That's
thing.
There's
Perfect.
like one musical that I like.
Moulin Rouge, right? Or whatever.
Oh
the
yeah.
poster
No,
was.
yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, that's right.
The I
forgot
like
about
musicals,
that.
but there's your movie night before 10.
It was Grease.
Grease
You're gonna watch
Yeah, after
Grease
Scream.
next week.
Phew. Okay.
before 10.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Helmet and How Cocaine are the victims from the Judgment Night.
Now we're speaking my language.
This is a banger right here, fellas. That's about all I can say. I've never seen Judgment Night.
The movie doesn't matter. The soundtrack is all that matters.
No, the soundtrack rules. Yeah, there's a lot of good shit on here. It was like one of the first times they did hip hop and metal band
Hmm.
kind of merged them together. The two groups.
So I
Alright.
feel like in that song, if you're like putting verses up against each other, I think Helmet wins over House of Pain. I think the first half of the song is better than the second half of the song. I love Helmet and I love House of Pain, but I think Helmet won that song.
Yeah, it's a slapper right there.
I'm noticing your sarcasm, right?
No, I liked it. You know, I was just being an idiot saying stupid shit.
Fair enough.
Anyway, moving on is a choice of mine from the Drive soundtrack. Electric Youth, A Real Hero. Some synthwave stuff with some poppy singing about
Oh wait, this was yours?
being a real human. Yeah, this one was me.
For some reason, I thought this was Aaron.
No, I'm cooler than Aaron.
Yeah, I agree. I liked this song.
Yeah, but did you like this smoothie?
Yes,
Did you give it a
I
3?
enjoyed all of them. I didn't.
4?
I gave it a 3. Grease was the only 4.
Gotcha. No, true. Yeah, you didn't give that one. That one should be a 5 for you, right? If you,
Grease,
you give
yeah,
it a
I
5.
mean, I like no. I like to be fair. Or
Nothing's perfect.
I might have given Nas a 5.
Gotcha. Have either of you seen the movie Drive?
I don't think so.
No. No, that's good.
Probably not.
I like it.
Or I probably have, but not.
Who's in it?
It's
Yeah.
been a while.
Ryan Gosling. And he's got that scorpion jacket, the white scorpion jacket. I don't know if you've seen that anywhere on the interwebs. And he plays a driver and kills people. It's pretty sweet.
All
right, next song is also me, Daft Punk, The Res from the Tron Legacy soundtrack. A movie I definitely have not seen, but I do like the soundtrack because Daft Punk ruled the fuckers. Broke up.
They'll get back together one day.
They need that money, yeah. You guys, what'd you think of this one?
That was a good song too.
Yeah. That was really good. I really like it. I could have chosen like Childhood or some shit like that, but it was like I just like those two songs.
I liked your first song better than your second song out of those two.
Yeah.
I thought those were Aaron's for some reason. I don't know why, but for some reason I did.
Oh yeah. Nope. Like I said, I'm cooler than Aaron.
There you go.
Anyway.
You heard it here, folks. Where's Aaron at tonight? Why didn't he join us tonight?
Oh, I don't know what he's doing. He hasn't messaged me. He's probably asleep. Anyway, so the next song is Bone Thugs and Harmony. Listen to My Eyes. And this is from the Batman and Robin soundtrack. Classic film.
Now I like this version of it too, but the one that's actually on the soundtrack is edited, and Crazy's verse is different.
Oh, okay.
Which I was trying to find that version of it because I like that. I always like to go back and. For me, a lot of times when you hear edited songs now on the radio, it's just the cut out part. There's no creativity. And a lot of times back in the 90s, and especially with rappers, there was different lyrics to go in place. They actually took the time to make a different song, pretty much. So you have almost two different songs. So.
Like when Eminem said, "Hi kids, do you like Primus? You want to see me stick 9 Inch Nails through each one of my islands?" I always like the Primus line better than the Violence line.
There's always songs like that. Bones, for me anyway, because I listen to them a lot. There's a couple of lines where I prefer the edited version, the choice of words that they put in there, but the verse that Crazy does is completely different on that version, the album version, than the one that's on the soundtrack. So,
Batman versus.
But that's why I was doing
shit movie.
I don't know what you're talking about. How could you say that?
Oh yeah, that's your favorite Batman movie, huh?
It is.
Everybody's favorite.
Fuck the Dark Knight.
Right.
Batman and Robin. Yeah, this was a Bone Thug song. It's good.
You would always assume that Smoothie would be the one to add Bone Thugs.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
One of these days I'll have to throw one on there.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
I thought you were the...
Yeah.
How many did you put on?
2.
Grease and Bone.
The Judgment Night one was Aaron.
I put Bone on later.
Oh, Judgment Night was Aaron. God, I'm sorry, guys. I was just totally mixed up on everything then. Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
I've talked about... you got confused because I've talked about Judgment Night a couple times.
Yeah, I think I just assumed that you were Judgment Night. Okay. Cool.
So the next is an Aaron one. It's called The Lonely Island from the Bash Brothers movie on Netflix. The Skinny Babe Workout. I love this. I actually just watched this the other night on Netflix, and every song to me is just the best.
I haven't watched it. I have to watch it.
It's so stupid.
That's what I don't know. That one didn't do much for me.
Oh, okay.
Now, is that before we go on to the next song? Is that movie like when I say based on like the Bash Brothers,
Yeah.
Mark McGuire and
Yeah.
Jose Canseco.
Yeah. Andy Samberg is Jose Canseco, and Kiva there, he's Mark McGuire, and they're just
Okay.
doing rap songs as those characters and saying really dumb shit and talking about steroids and stuff.
Oh, that
I have
sounds
to go
that's
back
great.
and
good,
watch it.
actually.
Pretty great. So, next song is Chris Cornell, "Season" from Singles. Movie I honestly didn't know existed.
Another one of those ones where the movie was pretty meh, but the soundtrack was great.
Gotcha.
Was Lisa Loeb on that? Was that
No.
was
no,
that
no. It was all Seattle grunge rock bands for the most part.
Hmm.
The movie itself was
I never
very
seen the movie.
Seattle 90s grunge, and then the soundtrack was based off of that. It had two really good Pearl
Gotcha.
Jam songs on it that were outtakes from 10 that were really good. Sad Chris
Yeah.
Cornell song.
Yeah. Yeah, that is terrible. Song's alright. It really didn't do much for me.
You're just mad because I said that about the Bash Brothers.
No, I don't give a shit about that. I genuinely, when I was listening to it, I was like,
Yeah, I got you.
not that big of a Chris Cornell fan, and this one's not doing much for me either. So I was like, oh, it's alright.
when I was listening to it back today, I had it on shuffle. So I knew the phone was in my pocket, and when I heard that song, I knew it was a Brandon selection. So
Yeah,
I'm sure that's true with every playlist. You can tell which one the Brandon song is.
definitely. Right. So we have a classic movie, The Crow,
Yeah,
9 Inch Nails, Dead Souls.
yeah,
This is that era of 9 Inch Nails that's the best.
for sure.
And The Crow, I've only seen one. Not bad.
Ooh, I still watch it. It's still one of my favorites.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. I've made my kids watch it on Demon Night before and shit. Like, it's a whole thing. Yeah.
it's been a while since I watched it. I'll have to give it a
Cover song.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've done it.
Totally holds up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, cover song, Joy Division song.
Oh, gotcha. You know, that makes sense.
Way better as a 9 Inch Nails song.
Is that the last one?
Yeah, I think
That
so.
was the last one?
I always feel bad
Very
when I
cool.
close out the playlist because nobody ever gives a shit about the songs I add.
That's not true.
Pretty true.
I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them all. They
Yeah.
were good.
Well, thanks.
3s and 4s all around from Smoothie.
3 to 4. You're not going to get anything
did
more
not-
or anything less.
Did
So,
not really enjoy this song. Not my thing. 3
Oh,
stars.
3 stars. I think he's actually written that review before on the thing. I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Why is this
I
3
think
stars? And he said you don't. This isn't really for me. I don't like it. Fucking 3
I
stars.
forget.
All
I
right.
forget which. I'm fairly certain one of the albums on there I put meh, but I gave 3 stars.
He still gave it 3 stars. Like, that's not a mad. This is enjoyable.
Yeah, 3
It's
stars.
not great.
It is, 'cause
Not
it's a failing-
bad. It's enjoyable.
Well, not 50% because it's only out of 5 stars. So never mind.
Yeah.
It's still passing grade then, I guess. So I'd have
Smoothie, you
to
do
give
you.
it 2 to make it a failing grade.
Yeah.
Too generous.
I'll do me.
And not generous enough sometimes. Anyway.
Not generous enough.
That'll do it, I think.
I think so.
I think so. I think we've
right.
seen
thank
some
you.
highs and seen some lows.
Oh, yeah. Yes. It's just
Didn't
like Violent J.
Yeah, didn't expect 45 minutes of Violent J and ICP talk.
Well,
It's inevitable. It just happened.
Tune in for season 2, episode 17, because apparently we're doing another Juggalo episode, and we're all gonna paint our faces this time.
Yep.
Whoop whoop.
And at the rate
Whoop,
we're
whoop.
going, that episode will also be 14 years from now.
That episode will come out the day the 5th Joker's card of the 3rd deck comes
Yeah.
out. Yes.
We'll live
Same day.
stream us listening to it and everything.
Be like, this sucks. Because we're like shitting our pants or whatever, because we're very old.
Yep.
But you have to remember that it would be part 2 of the 5th card of the 3rd deck. Because each of the decks is ending with a heaven and hell.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Okay.
14 years.
Well, thanks Smoothie for ruining that one. That makes it like actually not 7 albums. Then it makes it 16.
Yep.
I'll be
It's a
like
lot. 6.
54
Good
years
lord.
old
They
by
should
then.
have one more Joker's card, so then it's 17.
The 17th Joker's card. This is what it's all been building up to.
Anyway.
Yep.
The fuck we're talking about anymore?
We're done.
Let's end this.
That's all.
Thanks everyone. Find us on the internet. You know where. If you don't by now, just ask.
Listen
We'll
to
tell
season,
you.
season
Yeah,
2, episode 4. We'll reveal it all.
Yep.
Shout. Speaking of Juggalo shit, shout out to Deck One Delt. Go listen to Kyle's podcast.
Hell yeah. That's the best thing about the whole Juggalo universe anymore is
Deck One Delt
is
for
Deck One
sure.
Dealt.
Definitely
We're
listen
not
to those
biased, though.
fuckers. Not at
No,
all.
we're biased.
It rocks. No, it's still
We're
even if
100% biased.
even if I didn't know Kyle, I'd still listen to that podcast.
It does.
Anyway.
It's true.
Definitely
Go
helps that
listen
I
to
know
Deck
the
One
guys.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'll wear my Deck One Dealt t-shirt next week.
Hell yeah.
There you go. So stay tuned. Good night.
Hashtag stay smooth.
Stay smooth.
Jesus.
All right. Recording stopped. Are we not live anymore? Because real quick,
Hold on, let me make us not
I wanna
live real
say-
quick. Or do you want me to not make us? Do you want me to